What does this plasma table have to do with scuba diving? Today we're going to find out. Welcome to Everything Scuba.
It's not often that Josh and I get together back in the Everything Scuba studios, and we're back today to bring you kind of a special show. I have in my hot little hands here a stainless steel Apex backplate. What do you have, Josh?
I have a nice wing.
So we haven't talked much about BCDs and backplates and wings assemblies. I prefer to dive a backplate and a wing. WTX Apex system.
I prefer Hogarthian harness, backplate, wing. Simple is better.
So I like the fact that I've got a little extra weight behind me. I typically then don't need any trim weights. This weight sits right next to my body, keeps my center of gravity nice. But Josh has something really special to share with us today. Hey guys, welcome to Everything Scuba. I am Lyle.
I'm Josh.
And if you're a first-time viewer to our channel, welcome. We are glad you're here. We are here talking about, well, everything related to the sport that we love, and we hope you love it too, because if you love to scuba dive,
dive into Everything Scuba.
So guys, I know we say this a lot, but stick around to the end of this video because this is a pretty special episode, and we are going to give away a pretty cool prize, and we're going to tell you details on how to enter that contest with Everything Scuba. Josh here is not only a great diver, a great instructor, but the dude has skills with a Z. So what do you have there, Josh?
Well, I have one of our new t-shirts available for purchase.
That's not subtle at all.
That's not what you were talking about?
No.
Well, there's something under here that I've made special, but people are going to have to follow along.
Okay.
I've found that divers like to have their own custom or personalized gear. Because of my background in metal fabrication and some of the equipment I have in my home shop, I'm able to create and fabricate some cool custom metal backplates. I named this business Bulldog Backplates. Today, you're going to follow along as I build a new custom backplate. Stick around to the end of this episode and find out how you can win the backplate made in this episode, as well as some other gear to go with it. So the first step in designing a custom backplate is to actually draw it up in CAD. I use a product called Autodesk Fusion 360. It's a modeling program and a computer-aided design, as well as computer-aided manufacturing program. It lets me draw the item and then write the machine code to be able to transfer to the machine to tell it what to do. If anybody was wondering why I decided to call the backplate business Bulldog Backplates, this is our second Bulldog. This is Bandit, and they have no interest in me working on the computer without them. So I thought it was only appropriate, since they wanted to be so involved on the design process, to call it Bulldog Backplates. So this is a generic backplate shape that I've drawn up. As you can see, this one has cam band slots, so you could use this with a single tank without using a single tank adapter. This one has a slotted bottom slot, but only a single centered hole at top for the doubles guys. So now we have our 3D model piece here. We can move this around. This is, our 3D model. So the next thing we have to decide once we have the profile generated is what material are we going to use. Primarily for backplates, it's either going to be stainless steel or aluminum. Aluminum is lighter, maybe a little bit nicer to travel with, a little less weight in your bag. Stainless steel is really nice because while it's resistant to water and rust, it's also a little heavier. So it's a little less trim weight or weight that we have to add to our gear. So now we can simulate once we have our profile to make sure that it's going to cut how we want. Unfortunately, the machine will not cut quite as fast as you can simulate. So we have simulated, we like how it's going to cut. Now we can send that file to the computer connected to the machine, and we will cut it. So now we're going to load the program into the computer that's going to control the CNC plasma table. So okay, this is a small CNC controlled plasma table. We have a plasma source underneath that feeds electrical current and compressed air up here. It's going to create a small plasma gas and then force it with the compressed air through to cut this stainless steel plate. This is 1/8 inch stainless steel. We have our ground on this end. We have to be able to complete the circuit. So when we're done with this process, we're going to end up with about a 5.5 pound stainless backplate that will be still flat, and then we will have to bend it and complete the process. We'll get this off. We're going to deburr this best we can, essentially sand any slag away. A lot of this slag will pick off with a fingertip, but it's just simpler to hit it with a grinding wheel or a sanding disc. So now I had a couple places where it was laying over the table. Pieces didn't quite fall out. I'm going to knock any of those out. Now we're going to hit all of our holes and our slots with just a little deburring tool. That way everything is nice and sharp. And you can see one thing with plasma is it leaves a taper, and the thicker the material, the more the taper. And so our holes have a little taper. The front is larger than the rear. All the burrs and slag gone. So now we're going to do a brushed finish. Some of them that you can buy are electro-polished to almost a mirror polish. I don't have the capability to do that, but I don't mind the brushed finish. It'll help hide any defects. If you get a scrape down the road, you're really not going to notice it. It'll give you a little bit of texture to grab onto. So now we're going to use this generic shop press with a Swag Off-Road DIY brake kit, and then I've modified it by stacking a bunch of pieces of angle iron so we can get a little tighter radius. We need to bend in 4 places. We have these little notches. One, it gives me a little bit of relief so I don't get a buckle there when I bend it. It also makes it really nice for me to be able to line this up in the brake. So we've got our initial 2 bends. Now we're going to bend it from the back to create those wings. So now we have the bend. You can see we can match it up to our profile. It fits. We have this nice channel for people using twin sets. It gives it a space for your bolts to come through. You can have your wing nuts there so they're not against your spine. I like to make them with slots for cam bands. So your single tank, you can cam band right through this without using a single tank adapter. Now, you could use this in something like a Apex WTX. You could slide it up in as just a rigid plate. Myself, I just use it with a single piece harness, and we'll go through how you can weave a harness through this at some point. We have some extra attachment points, SMB, maybe an extra clip, bolt snap, something like that. Some people will run bungee so they can, if they have spools or something, they can tuck it up under there. But that gives us the basics of our backplate. So last step, we're going to use this CitraSafe 77. It's a citric acid passivation cleaner. It's going to remove any iron present at the surface of the stainless steel. It'll set in here overnight, And this will help it be as rust-free as possible for as long as we can. So let's head back over to the Everything Scuba Studios and we'll tell you how you could win this custom Everything Scuba backplate.
How cool is that thing? I told you, this guy has skills. So at the start of the episode, we talked about the fact that we are going to give this beautiful stainless steel custom backplate made by Bulldog Backplates to one of our lucky subscribers. But that's not all. We figured that if we're going to give you a backplate, you got to be able to use it somehow. So what else are we going to give them?
So we're going to give you this new wing, as well as a Hogarthian style harness that I'll weave, a crotch strap, and some nice Highland quick release tank bands. And in an upcoming episode, we're going to go ahead and weave this together and show you how I like to weave a harness. In addition, if you would like your own custom backplate, maybe with your name or favorite sea creature on it, check out our new Everything Scuba website.
Yeah, Josh and I just recently launched our new, very own Everything Scuba website, everythingscuba.net. I'm going to drop the link down below. On that website, you'll find a page specific to Bulldog Backplates, and it has some contact information where you can contact Josh if you want to have your very own custom backplate. And in addition, we have some other great merchandise on there, and we're building that all the time. So check it out. It helps us support the channel, and we can continue to bring you some great scuba content going forward. Are you wondering how to enter this contest? Well, you need to be at least 15 years old. You need to absolutely be a subscriber to the Everything Scuba YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and hit that button and ring the notification bell.
Then you're going to need to like and share the video, and then drop us a comment to let us know you've liked and shared.
From all the people that leave comments, we'll verify that you are a subscriber to the channel, and we'll draw randomly a name of one lucky person. We'll reach out to you to arrange shipment.
Check in the description below for all the details and rules for the contest.